Hello, welcome to Also Driven. I'm Jim and I'm in Sicily with the Fiat 500 that we were repairing in the last video. Sean is unfortunately in Cambridge, which is about 2,200 miles from here, which is a long way away. Oh, Panda! Sorry, easily distracted. Yes, which is a long way away and a long way to come in a very small £800 car. Why are we in Sicily? Well, as some of you may know, I'm slightly obsessed by the TV show Montalbano. So we've come to the southern tip of the island to have a look at some of the locations where it's filmed and have a bit of a chat about his Fiat Tipo, which appears in every single one of the episodes. And also do many shots of, oh look, there's a panda! Panda! It's one of the joys of the island. They have so many old cars. Although it is interesting, I do actually own both of those vehicles back in the UK. But one of them's not as in good shape as that Panda is. So Montalbano is filmed in the fictional town of Vigata, and it's actually 3 different towns in southern Sicily. So there's this one, which we think is pronounced Sicily, and I'm going to get that just put on the screen because I am terrible at pronunciation. I think for the rest of this video, I'm just going to put all the words on screen because I'm trying to pronounce stuff and it's terrible. I'm really sorry. So in the world of Sicilian detectives, this is police headquarters for Vigata. Outside and running inside to go deal with the next murder. So let's go for a look inside because they have a little exhibition inside that you can go have a wander around. We're out on the balcony at the minute of Montalbano's boss's office, which is actually in a different town. I feel like I should be doing a royal wave. Yeah, the locals aren't impressed. Yeah, nobody cares. You do get a rather nice view of the town though. They do like their ceilings. Well, it was limited what we could shoot in there, but it was actually very interesting to actually be on the set of a TV show that I've watched for years and years and years. You kind of imagine Montalbano's going to come running out at any minute and someone chasing after him going, Commissaro, Commissaro, the murder, El Corpo, El Corpo. Oh, nearly got run over by a golf. It does also get you into some rooms that were not used in the show but are beautifully decorated and really worth visiting. The alcove over there used to have a 4-poster bed on it. Really is. It's absolutely stunning. They really are some very beautiful streets just to wander about here. Definitely recommend to visit here if you're ever in Sicily. It's very nice. So we are now in Ragusa, which is the other fictional part of Vigata. And this is the area where Montalbano tends to meet up with either his detectives for a clandestine meeting or one of his informants. They're always on these steps. Mainly because you get this amazing view of the town. It's absolutely stunning. It makes a stunning location for all your big reveals in the show where he goes, No, Salvo, he did not do the murder. I have no idea where that accent came from. Don't ask me to do accents again. There really is nothing like it. I just have never seen anything like this. They really do have some stunning landscapes, building these like towns into, I don't know, areas where you would never think you would ever want to build a town. If you ever wonder why Italy has so many small cars, it's because a lot of people only have very small places to park them. Fiat Coupe is quite rare in Italy, but this one seems to have had a very hard life, poor thing. Hopefully someone's going to sort it out. They are really amazing cars. I've always wanted one, to be honest, but there is that part of me that goes, underneath it all, it's a tipo like Montalbano has. So this is one of the main locations for Montalbano. The city or the town of Vigata, the police headquarters and the inside of the building. It's obviously down where we're staying, but Ragusa is the outside of Vigata. My pronunciation of Italian place names is terrible. Anyway, this is one of the main drags, and this is where, like, there's always these funerals, and Montalbano is always hanging around there looking at the ex-wife very suspiciously. One of the things that really surprises me, though, is how much life there is about in these Italian towns. When they film it for the show, they have a particular sort of atmosphere, which is very much of sort of desolation and isolation. Montalbano is quite often the only person driving. He's the only person parking. He's the only person eating at these restaurants. So it's actually quite nice to see that it's actually a very lively little town that's got lots of, like, things going on and people visiting. Ragusa is a really beautiful town, definitely worth visiting. And it's kind of cool because it doesn't have this horrifically touristy vibe that a lot of these places I've been to. That's actually the first thing I've seen that actually references the commissioner to anything to do with the town. It's quite weird. Yeah, because it doesn't take you to go very far off the beaten track to lose all the tourists and find yourself very much in your own little Italy, which is quite beautiful. Oh, just walking back to the car, and here's an interesting one. This is the Silence, and not the one from Doctor Who that no one can remember. This is actually part of the Nissan group, or they're being marketed by Nissan. They actually do 50 something miles an hour, so they're a lot more usable than the Ami. They're actually slightly smaller, good, but they have a slightly more offset seat than the Ami would have to make it narrower, which works very well here. But the big benefit of these cars is they allow you to have interchangeable batteries. So down where that speaker step thing is under the seat, you can pull the batteries out, take them into the house and charge them up, which is great if you live in a street like this. The bells are ringing. Time to get into 500 and head off here. Italy is very noisy, but anyway, good morning. We are going to be heading down the coast today. We're going to try and see if we can get to Montalbano's house. And oh, sorry, excuse me, my coffee makes me burp. On the way, we're going to call in at an old brickworks, which turns up on the TV series quite a bit. See, noisy Italians. It closed down in 1924 because it burned down, but it's been used as one of those locations where there's a constant, there is a body. Anyway, let's get on the road. So this area is the Manana, which is actually an old factory which is on the south coast of Sicily. And it's used quite a bit in the TV show because it's either where the hookers are or where there's dead bodies. We found a couple of clips here we can sort of insert of, like, oh look, it's a dead body. I think I've actually spotted Montalbano. Either that or someone definitely really wanting to channel some inner salvo. It's a really cool place to visit, and it's got some stunning views out over the... I think I've found the local mad person's house. This is actually one of the very first locations I've been at, which is the town of Marnella in the show. And it actually looks like the show, completely deserted. And you won't be able to hear a thing because it's so windy. It's very windy, I do apologise, but unfortunately that's the downside to these sort of trips is you can't plan the weather. I'm going to say it's probably impossible to have a late 1980s Tipo parked there every night and it not have rusted into oblivion by now. Oh, big wave! Oh! Well, that was all very invigorating. Thankfully, the inspector doesn't seem to be at home at the moment, or else they'd probably come out and shout at us for being on his beach. The one thing we haven't discussed is that later on that day we actually spotted the inspector's tipo, which was on the streets of Vagata.